Welcome to the Motocross Supercross podcast. Podcast.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Motocross Supercross podcast.
Episode 159. We are going into Oakland. This Monster Energy Supercross season is almost a quarter of the way finished. Hard to believe when you look at it like that, but I'm Adam here with Claudio. What's up, Claudio?
A quarter finished.
Quarter finished. Well, quarter there. A quarter. Well, there's 17 rounds. This will be number 4, so just less than a quarter, I guess, to be real technical about it. But it's shaping up to be pretty good. We did have Anderson go out on our last podcast. We talked a little bit about it. He broke his arm. He broke a rib. Maybe some internal injuries, like I think I read it might have been like even a lacerated kidney or something, but sucks. He went down hard. He is out for a couple weeks. His championship run is over. The door is wide open for who is going to take it this year in the 450 class.
Well, yeah, we are definitely going to have a new number 1 for next year, without a doubt. We are going to, as you mentioned, the championship's definitely shaping up to be a great one. Coming into our 4th race, all different winners.
All different winners, of course.
In the
I
450
love it.
class, in the 250 class.
All different winners.
How's it been?
Yeah, because we had Colt Nichols win the first one, Adam Cincerulo won the second one, and then Shea McElrath won the overall for that 3rd race.
That's true. I was thinking of a 4th winner, but we're going into round 4th. Duh.
That's right.
But yeah, so all different winners, and it's great, man. I can't complain at all. It's
definitely a great start to the season so far. And this week we're going into Oakland. We're going to be at the Alameda Coliseum. It's not a typical football stadium. It's actually, the track map more resembles like a baseball stadium. But I think we're in for a good day of racing. I got the weather right here if you're interested.
I'm not, but I'll hear it.
Well, it's kind of just the same as we've seen so far, except maybe a little on the chilly side. A high of 63, a low of 46. We got a 0% chance of rain and some light winds, 9 miles an hour. 63% humidity, so kind of the same as it was in Anaheim for that Triple Crown last week. So
perfect weather for Supercross, and unfortunate for El Hombre. He will be missing this round. I believe this is one of his favorite ones, since he's a Raiders, fan and supporter. And
so yeah, Jason Anderson obviously always would wear the Oakland gear out there, and it sucks because this could be his last year to do that, because it might be the Los Angeles Raiders.
Los Angeles or Las Vegas?
Oh, yeah. Las Vegas Raiders, of course, yeah.
I was going to say, Los Angeles don't need another team, bro.
Yeah, they definitely don't.
Got the Rams in the Super Bowl and then the Chargers just to get the other half of the people that don't like the Rams.
Yep, Chargers are back to nobody going to the games.
But yeah, it's a great layout. I like it a lot. And this track don't have any kinks. It has very long rhythm sections. It's got kind of a long whoop section, I want to say. Yeah, looking to see what these guys are going to do this weekend, and definitely looking forward to another night of great racing.
Definitely. The weather looks perfect. We have all these different winners coming in. Will we see a new different winner in either of these classes?
We have to, right? Like, we have to.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope we get a different winner every single week.
Yeah, I hope we get 17 different winners. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, so we'll have in our next podcast, our prediction show, we'll have to make our guesses about who we think is going to step up, and maybe one of these new rookies or someone. We'll have to just wait and see. But real quick, I just want to throw it in there. We did a video with Rambler Alves on our YouTube page. You can watch it. Looks pretty sick in 4K. It was awesome. It was out at RJ Hampshire's track, and it was sick. We had the drone out there. We had the cameras. Video came out awesome. So go check it out. Let us know what you think. Leave a comment. Share it. Whatever you want to do. But it's cool riding video.
Yeah, well, and we're also going to be posting it on Instagram. It's also on Ramy's Twitter. He posted a link to our YouTube channel. And like you just said, Adam, it's it came out really good. That was a really great day of filming.
It was a perfect day, too. Just such blue skies. Make sure you go follow Ramy on Instagram, @RamblerAlves. Let him know that you like our video of him.
Going into this Oakland, I have a little list right here of the injuries.
Okay.
And as we mentioned, well, Jason Anderson is there with his broken arm and the rib.
Right.
Zach Osborne is on there, obviously. Weston Pike. Brock Tickle is in there.
Brock Tickle on the injury report.
Yeah, he's injured, his heart.
I was going to say, his ego, what's injured? What'd he do?
Yeah, his heart, bro. He's got a broken heart. Malcolm Stewart, who sustained a broken femur at Glendale. It just sucks.
Yeah, too
Benny
bad.
Bloss, who got hurt a week before the Supercross started. Filthy Phil, who no longer races in the United States because he's too cool for school. I don't know why they even have him here. He went to just get over it, America. we lost Filthy Phil, okay? We lost him to the Canadians.
I predicted him to be one of the fill-in riders for Anderson, so I don't know. Probably not. Doesn't look like
he
it.
did race with him before, so it could be a good fill-in rider. He already knows the team. He knows what they want to do. He's a great rider. He's got a really good starts, but I'm sure he's got a pretty good deal over there with the Canadian Series. So
I'm still pulling for Ronnie Stewart, though. We got to start the hashtag Ronnie Stewart for Rockstar Husqvarna.
Ronnie for Husky.
Ronnie for RSH.
Sure.
Yeah, no, we'll have to work on that. We'll have to see what better one we can find.
Yeah.
We did a podcast with him a couple ago, so make sure you go check that out too.
For the 250 class, we have Dylan Merriam, who we mentioned, I believe, last podcast or the podcast before. He sustained back injury in the opening rounds. He's decided to stay off this round just to get a little bit more recovery time.
Do you have Jeremy Martin on your injury report?
I don't, and
we have Weston Pike on there, but no Jeremy Martin.
No.
Got Josh Hansen on there.
Josh Hansen.
The foot.
He's still out with the foot.
To be
TBD.
determined.
Yep.
TBD. Last year he was on the injury report every single week. TBD. But we all knew he wasn't coming back.
Even though he was posting stuff like riding and stuff.
Yeah.
TBD.
But speaking of Jeremy Martin, we never talked about, he posted a little update on his Instagram about his issues, and I just want to touch on that. He's got some pretty gnarly pictures of his x-rays on there, where they obviously had to fuse his spine. But his caption on there is, "Here's what I've been dealing with since getting cleaned out in the air on June 23rd, 2018. The first pick is the burst fracture when I had the emergency surgery to stabilize the spine. But unfortunately, as everybody knows, the fuse didn't take all the way due to how the operation was done. I then saw a doctor in Vail to fix it right and put the right amount of hardware in it. It's been a crazy 7 months, but I've really learned a lot from this experience. Ready for 2020 to make some history and continue to better myself as an athlete and an everyday person." But it is very interesting there, because remember at the time when he got in the air with Justin Cooper at that Muddy Creek track, and we talked a lot about it, and it just seemed totally accidental?
Yes.
Jeremy Martin actually thinks that Justin Cooper, what he did was like super dirty and it was like a dick move.
Yeah, and just like every story, we're going to have two sides. We're going to have the victim and the
perp.
The perp. Yeah, I guess. And I don't think Justin Cooper went in with bad intentions at all. I just think it was racing and stuff happens, and sometimes you're going to crash in the air. Sometimes you're going to get landed on like Barsha did with Tyler Bowers. Sometimes you're going to get taken out. But
it's just different with this story because there's an actual video of it happening. And clearly Justin Cooper was in front of Jeremy Martin. It's not like he looked over at him and kicked him in midair or something.
Yeah, and it was off the start. I mean, that's what I was saying. It's not really... Of course, Jeremy Martin is going to feel like he was, I don't know, targeted or whatever you want to call it. Because he got hurt. It's funny you mentioned that last surgery didn't go right and blah 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 blah. When we've talked about him, having surgery and going skiing,
yeah,
and riding bikes like bicycles and all this. So it's a little.
He's playing a lot of the blame game, right?
Yeah, exactly. He's pointing a lot of fingers, and at the end of the day, he's still hurt. And at the end of the day, we know, we saw Justin Cooper after that accident. It wasn't the same kid. It wasn't the same rider. He was not getting great starts. He was not finishing races in top 5 or top 10 even.
Yeah, he had a great start to that season, and once that happened, it was like he took like 7 races of just doing really bad.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So I feel like if he would have done it on purpose, he wouldn't have been that way. It wouldn't have been because, oh yeah, I took him out, whatever, like he wouldn't have cared. But I feel that really affected him, and hopefully, his mindset is another one for this year, and I'm looking forward to see what he can do in the East Coast.
Yeah, and just one more thing on Jerry Martin, that his whole attitude towards the whole situation, it just seems like it's changing over time, because I feel like right after it happened, he wasn't really pointing the finger like that at him and saying it was like dirty or something, but it seems like over time he's like might have a little rivalry heating up here whenever he comes back. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how strong he's going to come back, and with this 250 class, because there's a lot of good talent.
Yeah, there is. And speaking of that talent, looking at this 250 class, we got Colton Nichols leading the field, wearing that red plate this weekend. Still from round 1. See if he can hold on to it going forward after Oakland. But he is he's only 2 points ahead of Shane McElrath, who has been very consistent, third and 1. So it looks like maybe, anything could happen this weekend, of course, with that small gap. Ferrandis in third. Adam Cianciarulo, one of the favorites, I'd say, to win the championship this year. Well, he's 8 points behind, sitting in 4th. And RJ Hampshire, he's kind of just been in that 4th and 5th place spot all season. So we'll have to see if he can start to, move to the front. And, of course, we're pulling for him because we saw his track.
Yeah. We were at his facility, so we have to. No, it was a cool facility, though. It was really cool. But yeah, he needs to step it up. And again, same thing with Adam Cianciarulo. They both have the speed. They both have the talent. It's just a matter of consistency. It's about staying smart, breathe, and just ride your race. You know how to ride. I don't see why, you guys rush so much. It was we saw with RJ in the first round, Anaheim won.
Yeah,
how he was riding over his head. We saw with Cianciarulo last race, or in a couple of the mains. And they just need to calm down and ride, man. And they've been in the class for a couple of years now, and they know what they should be expecting and what to do in situations like these. Yeah,
I really like Colton Nichols and Shane McElrath, but after that little battle we saw in Anaheim 1 with RJ and Cianciarulo, taking each other out, like that's the battle I want to see for first and second.
Yeah, they actually, they talked it out, and it's all good. Obviously, we haven't seen any.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
Vendettas, want to say, in the track. So, but yeah, this class 2 points from second and first.
Yeah,
so,
and the same thing with the 450 class.
Yeah, we have Ken Roxon in first place with 63 points.
Red Plate Roxon. Yep.
Red Plate Roxon, who has not won a race yet. Red Plate Roxon.
And he did not wear red gear.
He did not. Eli Tomac in second place with 61 points, only 2 points behind there. And then Cooper Webb with that first win in the class jumps up to third place. So with 2 back-to-back first-time winners in this 450 class, no Jason Anderson, and Eli Tomac, who's still looking for that first win.
Yep, and Marvin Musquin, who we saw dominate last season, looks like he's starting, second place last week. He had a terrible start to the season, going 8th place in Anaheim 1 and 5th place in Glendale. So with that second place, it's just like a steady increase. So maybe this is the week where he gets it done.
Yeah, that's a good point. He's been increasing every week, and I'm sure he wants to be on top of the podium, and we'll see what happens in our next episode whenever we do our predictions and we go over a little bit more on this Supercross season.
That's right. So is there anything else we should add to this episode of this Oakland preview? We talked about the weather, the track, some of the news that's happening.
I think we got it. I think thank you everyone for listening. Make sure you go check out that video. Make sure you like it. Make sure you share it. Make sure you show it to your friend. Make sure you have 4K on your phone so you can really see the beauty of the place where we're at. And don't forget to follow us at MXX Podcast. Ciao.